Hello, everyone, and welcome back. This is Legacy of the Jedi. We've got the crew of the Restless Rancor here, and we are ready to go. Previously, our heroes witnessed the wrath of the Empire as their town magistrate was executed in the town square, outed as a Jedi. He left the party with a mission: find a girl who is strong in the Force and deliver to her a holocron so that she may learn to be a Jedi herself. With a tip from a local anarchist, the crew of the Restless Rancor heads to Sevarcos. So, you are on the ship. You jump to hyperspace, nick of time. You'll get about probably 8 to 10 hours of travel time. So you'll rest up, recover, plus have a little bit of time to do any interactions if you so choose.
I have so much I want to do on this ship, you guys. I want to go exploring. I want to talk to my sister. Kind of want to talk to my sister in private.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Or just leave.
I'll go look for the mess hall.
Awkward.
Bye. I can't move myself.
Oh no. You're forced to be here awkwardly.
There you go.
Just musing out loud, like, I really wish that Orson wasn't here right now.
Right.
Making it real weird for you.
Oh no.
Sorry, buddy. Hey, Rari. I just wanted to apologize to you about being a little bit of a brat back on planet. About those guards. The people. I know that what you did was the right thing to do. You were just looking out for us.
You have nothing to apologize for. I mean, I still think we made the right call, but I get it. But at the end of the day, we need to take care of us first.
Sorry.
You doing okay?
I should be asking you that.
I'll be fine. You don't need to worry about me.
Sometimes the thing that I know is right is just so hard to do. Like something inside me just screams that I should be doing something different. Do you get that?
I guess. I don't know. My main concern is keeping us safe, so I will do whatever to do that. Which is going to be a lot harder now that we're on this mission. I feel like we're putting ourselves at risk.
We can help somehow.
I guess I don't see what help it's going to do. This is a little girl we're talking about. It just feels like we're bringing her into danger.
You were probably running away for a reason.
But they're the only ones who are going to give us answers, I guess, on this crazy thing. Whatever we've gotten ourselves involved in.
Are you curious about... Maybe we'll find some answers on this ship? Could do some exploring.
I mean, you're better at tech than I am.
Maybe we could go poke around.
Yeah, you go for it.
All right. I will be back with cool ship secrets and a stiff drink if there's a bar on this ship.
Perfect.
Okay. Be right back. And I'm gonna make my way out into the hallway. I would like to do some investigating. Are there any
Okay.
cool things hidden away on this ship?
Make a perception check for me.
I got 15 plus 7, so 22.
Okay. So you find, not only do you find just like crates of consumables, food, water, all the kinds of things you would need to survive just on the ship for a while. You also find 2 med packs, 2 power packs, and 200 credits.
Nice.
The ship itself doesn't seem to have any like hidden passageways, nooks and crannies. Just from poking around, you do find out that the cannons on this ship are not stock. They've been upgraded just a little bit. You can tell when you kind of wander back by the engine bay that there's some aftermarket like power cables sticking out and stuff like that, where you can tell that this is kind of a patch job. Somebody needed a little bit more juice going to those guns.
Wonder if that's how he got to meet Fex. Maybe Fex added some mods to his ship.
Possibly.
Interesting. It's good work. Did I find any alcohol?
You do find a bottle of sort of an unidentified spirit. It looks a little bit older. It's got a thin layer of dust on it.
Just blow off the dust, and I'll try to mix up something decent that Rari might enjoy. She probably
Okay.
needs a little something. And then I will try to find Orson. Guessing he just went into the room next to where we were. Doubt he went far.
I went to go look for food. Do you like sausage rolls?
I'm not sure that I've had them. I'd try it. Are they good?
No. But they'll keep you alive.
Were they military rations? Is that how you...
No, I don't think so. I think they're just like a breakfast food. I looked them up.
Alright. Hey, Orson. I found... Are you boss today?
Oh, I think
boss
we need to
today?
take a vote. We need to call the parliament.
Well, I don't think Rari's gonna want to be boss again. I'm gonna vote for you.
Aw, shit.
I think Rari would too, so... I speak for both of us, I guess you're boss, sorry.
Cool.
Do you need med packs or power packs or credits? I found some on the ship.
I have 3 med packs currently and 5 power packs. So I'm not sure that I need those more than either of you, but if you don't, I'll certainly carry them. I don't really care who carries the money though. Probably better if Rari has it, I guess.
Cool. Here's a power pack. You shoot. Gun. Here you go.
That's true.
I'll see what Rari needs. I already have 4 power packs and 3 med packs. So I still have 2 med packs and 1 power pack to distribute.
Okay.
Cool. I'll go find Rari then.
I'll come with.
Let's go.
Marching very dignified like, or at least he thinks so.
I'll pass her drink.
Thank you.
I also found two med packs that haven't been claimed, and one power pack. Do you need any?
Well, I think you and I were sitting pretty close to the same because I have 3 med packs and 4 power packs, so
Okay.
I'll take 1 med pack if you want to keep the rest.
Sure.
Sounds good.
So I'll keep one med pack and one power pack then.
Perfect.
In fact, I demand it.
Find out any secrets?
I found a really old bottle of liquor. Is it any good?
I mean, it gets the job done.
Otherwise, just the med packs, power packs, and 200 credits.
And sausage rolls.
No, citrus rolls.
They're for Tatooine.
Do you recommend them?
Definitely.
Well, I think you guys got this, right? I'm gonna go play with my iPad. I'm gonna pull out my data pad. Just like a little toddler, entertained.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
All right. Any
So-
other? Oh, sorry.
So, how do you feel about shooting someone in the face?
I feel like fine is not the answer you're looking for.
Oh, I don't care.
I mean,
Just looking for honesty.
do I feel sorry this guy's dead? No. But it feels weird, but at the same time, I mean, we needed to get out of there and I didn't trust him. So I think it's the right move. It's just it
Yeah. I'm not here to
guess-
condemn you. I'm just here
I've
to
never
let you know
shot
if
someone
Yeah.
that close.
I was just gonna let you know if you don't want your sister to see you doing that to someone, just like let me know in the future if you want to save that image, and I'll take care of it.
I appreciate that. I'll offer him the bottle of old
Oh, hell
liqueur
yeah.
that I have. Here you go. Need a swig?
Yes. Yes. I only got shot once today, I think, actually, so I'm doing pretty good.
I didn't get shot at all,
Damn.
which
Oh.
is good.
Yeah.
I can't take a shot.
You just did. I watched you.
Funny.
That was all, though. Glad you're doing all right.
Oh,
I'm gonna go.
I appreciate the check-in.
I'm boss today, by the way.
Good. See ya, boss.
Okay. Well, unless there's anything else, the rest of the journey goes by without incident. So you come out of orbit, or out of hyperspace, excuse me, in orbit around Sevarcos.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, there were no repercussions of wayward astrogation. The
Thought we might end up inside.
That would be bad. The first thing you notice is that the space around the planet seems to be rather empty than the airspace you just left. You locate a settlement on the map and head towards it. You notice you are not hailed during your descent. No one buzzes in on the intercom. As you bring the ship in, this is a dry, dusty planet. mostly sand. It is, for the most part, rocks, cliffs, and desert. You bring the ship in, you find a designated landing area, which is sort of more just like a space outside of town, rather than like a designated like building to land in. And you bring the ship in for a landing. Welcome to Sevarcos.
Woo.
This is more what I, as a player, expected to be the first planet.
The dusty planet. That's just sand.
Star Wars loves to start on deserts.
Mm-hmm. Well, I do not think that we are in for an upgrade here compared to our last stop.
No. I mean, the only good thing is there's no real Empire presence here. But it's not like there was much of one.
Yeah.
The other place before there was.
And now we're toting around a lightsaber.
Who has that, by the way? Do you have it?
I'm not wearing my stormtrooper armor anymore. That'll stay on the ship. So,
So lightsabers stay on the ship?
that might not be a terrible idea.
I mean, if anything, I guess I could have it because I do have a fun, nifty talent called Art of Concealment, where I can do stealth checks to conceal an item, and even under pressure, I can take a 10.
Like that idea.
Regardless.
That's probably not a bad call, yeah.
So I guess I'll have it on me.
Okay.
Yay.
So as you kind of gather yourself and exit the ship, you are greeted by a rather tired-looking older human. And he's got a data pad, and he seems to be doing some... He kind of looks up at your ship and types in a few things. Looks up and types in a few more things. And as you are kind of exiting, he looks at you and he goes, "Are you the captain of the Restless Rancor?"
I am today.
He kind of like narrows his eyes and he's like, "Okay, it's 18 credit docking fee. That applies daily."
Pay the man, Rari.
You got it, boss. And I will give him 18 credits.
Okay.
Oh, this is amazing.
He's like, "Pleasure." And he just kind of goes about doing his checks. This seems to be a very run-of-the-mill interaction for him. So you exit the landing area, and the town isn't really much to look at. It has a little bit of life in it, but there's a few figures around the area. Let me bring you in here.
That is a small town.
There's a few more buildings than this, but this seems to be like the main town center. As you're kind of absorbing your surroundings, you are approached by a Trandoshan from your left. If you're not familiar, Trandoshans are basically giant lizards. They have a very strong reptilian tail, and they've got kind of these two ridges on the top of their head, very scaled, kind of like lizards or dragons, depending on who you ask. He just kind of strides up to you, very confident, and he goes, "Welcome to Sevarcos, strangers. As a fair warning, this area can be pretty rough for newcomers. But for a small fee of 75 credits, I can make sure that no accidents happen to you while you remain in town.
I just want to push my cloak back over my rifle and just say, we'll be all right.
He kind of like looks at you a little bit dismissively, but then his eyes kind of go down and he notices the rifle. He just kind of goes, "Fine. Good luck out there, strangers." He
Bye,
backs off.
Scaly.
That's usually not a good start.
Well, where
What do
to?
what do we know about the mother, probably? Anything?
I don't even know if we got the mom's name. The girl's Mila Kento.
Mila.
Mila, my bad. It is an A. Mila Kento. And all we really know is that her mom took her here. I mean, it's not a great planet. They run spice out of here, so.
Okay. Well,
But
we
do
could always
do we
try and... Go ahead.
do we know how long it was? How long it's been since they came to the planet? I can't remember if we found that information out.
Are you asking the DM? Because I sure don't know.
I was asking you guys in case you had notes, and then that question was going to be for the DM. I don't know if we found that out.
Written down.
You didn't really get a good timeline from Raffin.
Okay.
Again,
What about
he kind of thought that he would be here.
But we got the information that they came here from Fex,
Right.
not Raffin.
He did not provide a timeline either.
Okay.
Well, we could try and head to a place that, like a diner, a tavern, that kind of thing. Someplace where there's drinks and
A
food.
cantina?
A cantina, thank you. That's where information gathers.
As you do this, Ori, can you make a use the force check, please?
I would love to. A great first use the force check. I have an 8, and then I took proficient. Like I have a skill in that now. What does that
we
add
didn't
to my
do that. I'm
roll?
sorry.
I forgot to add it.
If you are trained in it, it'll be a +5.
You are.
Okay. That's fantastic. So that'll give me +8, which makes my 8 roll a 16.
Okay. So, with your newfound senses, they kind of open up, and this area just has a very buzzing anxiety to it. No one's really sure here. There's some bravado, like the Trandoshan you encountered, but there's a lot of uncertainty here. You do sense one presence that is a little bit stronger than the others. And it is coming from this house up here. And it's just faint, like just a little bit stronger than your average person that you're kind of sensing around here. But as for everyone else, you can see this building down here is very clearly marked as a cantina. It's got like a big holographic sign out front.
Sounds good.
To the cantina. Unless Ori says something. Because I sure don't know. And I'm the boss today.
You're the boss today, so we follow what you say.
Very quietly relay to everyone else. There's kind of a weird vibe here. Picking up very weird vibes. Everybody's
I,
very anxious.
I think that's going to be most of the planet, Ori.
Just feels off. There's something. And I'll point to or I'll very subtly indicate with my Leku house over there. Picking up something from over there too.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
I don't know, just a feeling? Power, maybe? Strength? Something. I don't really know how to put words to it. It's just a weird feeling I have.
Are you hungry?
I always kind of.
Do you think that whatever you're feeling is worth acting on, or should we follow our normal paths?
I think we should act on it.
Well, you're not. No, I'm just kidding. Fine. Let's go.
No drink first? We're just going?
You're the one who said you wanted to act on the feeling, Ori.
Okay. Are we gonna walk up to the house, knock on the door, see who's home, kind of thing? What's our plan here?
Would Would you like me to knock on the door for you?
Can do it. Okay.
It's your feeling, kid.
Oh,
I
jeez.
guess I'll go over to the door. I'm acting on it. Knock, knock, knock.
So your knock kind of rings on the metal doorway. There's a silence on the other side of the door, and then a very hesitant voice, kind of meekly. Who is it?
I'm Ori. I was looking for whoever lives here.
There's a pause. You can kind of hear some like shifting, some just kind of noises of movement. And you can hear someone approach the door. The door opens, and the woman before you has long brown hair, deep brown eyes, tan skin. You can see that her skin isn't as dry and cracked as most of the people here. You can probably guess that she hasn't been here quite as long as everyone else has. She's wearing a high collar jacket. And can I have you make a perception check, everyone?
I got an 18.
Yeah, 27.
A 9.
So, Ori, you don't see this. You're kind of focused on the person in front of you. Orson and Rari, you can see that this person, they have behind their back a holdout blaster, essentially a blaster that is about the size of the palm of your hand. They have that kind of down, like behind them. They're kind of hiding it with their body.
Yeah.
And she opens the door. She kind of is now face to face with you, and she says, "I live here."
Hi. We're here to drop off a package.
Okay.
I want to make sure it's getting to the right person. Could I ask your name, ma'am?
She kind of looks between each of you, and she goes, Katha.
Does it feel true?
You can make a perception check if you'd like.
This feels true.
I got a 1, so feels pretty
It could
true.
be. She could just be making something up. It's a name.
I have no reason to doubt her.
What was the name of the planet we were just on?
You just came from Corland.
Corland. Our package is coming from Corland. Were you expecting a package from there?
Her eyes kind of like widen for a second. And you feel a spike of fear coming from her presence.
It's okay. We're not here to
No.
hurt you. We're not here to do anything.
Rari's gonna like put her hand on Ori's arm as kind of like a kind of like a protective gesture of like not gonna pull you away, but like ready to pull you away in case something triggers me too.
We mean you no harm. Can we have this conversation in private? Inside?
She kind of like looks around, and you guys are getting like a few glances. This isn't today's drama. Like most people are like, I don't really care. You're new in town, so you're getting like a few more glances than that. But she is paranoid right now. Like she is very suspicious.
I'm gonna try something real fast here.
Okay.
I'm gonna step up right next to Ori and just look her right in the eye and just say, listen, I think it'd be best for you and Mila if we go inside and have a conversation calmly and rationally, but away from prying eyes.
Okay. Make a persuasion check for me.
Or an intimidation check. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's
not even a thing, is it?
No. I looked. I was like, is it better? No, I don't see an intimidation.
No, I think it is just persuasion and deception.
Okay. That's a 19.
Nice.
Okay. You get kind of a long look, and she just kind of finally kind of motions her head. Come on.
Okay. I will go inside then.
Might stay.
Stay outside.
Go stay outside.
Yeah, I want to know if anybody is coming by if anyone notices or cares.
Okay.
I'm not the best at rationing anyway. Reasonable thought.
The talking.
The speak.
So as you hesitate, she's got her hand on the door controls, and she just looks you dead in the eye, and she goes, "You in or out?"
I'll be right here.
Okay. She closes the door. She turns around to the sisters, and she just kind of lets her arm relax. So she is now just openly holding a blaster in her hand. It's pointed at the ground. Like her arm is relaxed, but she is no longer hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
She just goes, "Who sent you?"
Magistrate Raffin.
So at the mention of that name, you can tell her body visibly relaxes. However, she does kind of take on an irritated attitude now. She's just kind of like, Raffin? What does he want?
Well, he's dead.
her whole body freezes and her eyes widen. You see her kind of take one swallow, and then she kind of shakes herself out of it. She goes, "Oh, I see. By the Force." And then she kind of goes back to her table and sits back down.
He had hired us to come here. Originally, he was going to be coming with us. Unfortunately, the Empire found him first.
The Empire got him?
Yes.
What did he say about Mila?
He said he wanted us to get a couple of things to her. We didn't have a lot of time to chat. I think that was going to be saved for the trip here. So why don't you tell me what you know and your relationship with Raffen was?
And again, she looks a lot more relaxed now. She's still kind of reeling from this news, and it seems that has caused her to kind of take on a more relaxed tone, let her guard down a little bit more. And she just kind of goes, I used to live on Corland. Raffen could sense Mila's power, and he wanted to train her. I didn't want to put a target on her back from the Empire, so I moved away. From him and away from the Empire. She gestures around her and just shakes her head. Seems to be more to herself than to you. She goes, I thought that if we didn't train her, we would be keeping her out of harm's way. She gets distant for a moment before letting out a sigh. Maybe Raffen was right. She does need to be trained if she is to survive. There's no hiding. Not even in a galaxy this big.
Or maybe if she's trained, she can hide easier.
Mila is missing. I suspect that she was taken, but no one around here will tell me anything.
When was she taken?
It's 2.5 days ago.
Do you have any suspicions on who took her?
Around that time, there was a lot of traffic coming in and out of the docks. Well, if you can even call them that here. I think the gangs might know, but they're not talking to me.
Why would someone take her? I get it. She's got some sort of weird, mystical, ultra culty power from whatever, Jedi and all that crap. But you telling me that some people on this spice world seem to know about it?
I think they might know about it. I don't know if they did it or if they were involved. But those spice gangs, they have scouts and runners everywhere. Chances are they might have heard something, but for some reason they don't want to talk to me.
Okay. How old is Mila?
You're asking her?
Yeah, I don't know how old she is. Because we weren't told, right? Regardless, Rari's already forgotten, so she's asking the mother.
She says she's 8.
So you suspect the docks. That'd be a good place to start looking.
You could, but like I said, there were a lot of ships coming through here. I still think your best lead is to ask the gangs about it.
And considering we don't hail from here, where can we find the gangs?
So, the Blues are led by Serene. They're holed up in a cave just west of town. Zult Graumaw runs the Kinrath, and they've got a camp up to the east. Be careful, though. These are rough people.
Why do you think coming to this world was a good idea?
Didn't think there was any place you can get away from danger in this galaxy, but I thought at least the people here probably weren't looking for her.
Doesn't stop the other kind of trouble getting in. Clearly.
I guess so.
Ori, you have anything to add?
Sorry I lied to you about being a mailman.
It was an
Freaking
interesting
scared you.
strategy.
My sister's the one that's good with words.
We did bring a package. I'm not in there, but we did.
We did. I have it. And I think you have the holocron, because I don't have the holocron. So, I mean, we have stuff for them. It's just, yeah, you weren't lying, period. And right, Rari's just gonna leave. She a
Okay.
little mad. Yeah. I click on her. She runs.
Nothing happened outside, I'm guessing.
Not really. You got a few curious glances, but no one approached. No one seemed to really care.
Best
Nobody
case
cared.
scenario. What, let's walk and talk. What do we know?
Yeah, the girl's missing. Potentially taken by the gangs here. We're not sure. So, DM, I've already forgotten where these gangs were. I was too busy writing down their names and who led them. So,
The Blues are led by Serene. They're in a cave to the west. Zalt runs the Kinrath, and they've got a camp to the east.
all right. I mean, it feels like it's a crapshoot either way, but we got two different gangs that could potentially give us leads. They're
Yeah.
in opposite directions of each other.
Perfect.
So,
Got any more of those weird feelings, Ori?
I don't think so. Weird feelings are being quiet right now.
Blue is easier to say. I vote we go that way.
all right, let's go to the west into the caves.
Okay.
Right, boss? Okay.
I don't know if I should step down after our recent like changing of the guard. It feels like I've lost my position. I wanted to go to the tavern and then we didn't, and it feels like my authority
Your
is
authority
eroding.
got taken over.
We might have to have a
I think-
recount.
Is Ori the boss now because she kind of took over control?
She might have to be.
She made the decision and now she has to live with it.
Sure, I've ever been the boss before.
No time like the present, Ori.
Ah!
A late game substitution. Ori is now the boss.
Good luck.
So, new boss, do you think we should still keep going west?
I'm gonna think really hard on my feelings. I got nothing. Let's go west.
To the west.
Okay.
Lulu.
So you move past that kind of landing field, and you can actually see it from there. There's kind of a ridge not too far away that has a low cave opening. So you head in that direction. You see there doesn't seem to be anything outside of it. You can tell just from the tracks outside that this does seem to be a little bit more of a trafficked area than they might want you to think. But you enter into this cave and you kind of follow this narrow winding path. Before too long, it opens up into a large cavern. It seems to have been made into like a makeshift control center. There's crates littering the area. You can even see some like makeshift gear set up, tables, computers, cables. As you walk in, you see there's actually a row of speeder bikes off to your left. And inside here, there are every manner of alien kind of sizing you up. As you're entering, most are kind of quietly curious, but there are a few that are like putting hands to blasters once they catch sight of you.
Gosh, I'm sure glad I'm not the boss today.
Oh. I'm looking for someone. Who do I talk to about that?
From behind this pillar here, there's a human woman, dark skin, heavy armor, and just a giant rifle. And she kind of comes around this stalagmite and just kind of calls out to you. Who might that be?
For a kid? You seen like an 8-year-old girl anywhere?
Everyone just kind of looks at you. And then as they're just kind of like looking at each other and looking at you, no one's really answering. You hear the footsteps of someone who seems to command a presence. All the way up here, a blue Twi'lek enters with an air of authority. She's wearing a cropped jacket over a tank top. The only armaments you see seem to be a short knife on her belt. And she goes, well, let's not shoot them yet. She said, you're looking for a girl?
8-year-old human girl?
We don't usually recruit kids. Does she have a name?
Others thinking that maybe she was taken by someone in this area near the. There was a lot going on near the docks.
Ah, so that's why you're here. Well, I know where she went. I can tell you. But honestly, I can't afford to do it for free.
What are you wanting?
I need you to break our stalemate with the Kinraths. We've been evenly matched for years. You do me a favor, I tell you where to find your girl.
How did you want us to break your stalemate?
Well, I've got a few options. She'll kind of move a little bit closer. She kind of gestures for you guys to step up a little bit. She goes, well, the Kinraths have a protocol droid that handles logistics in their base. You could reprogram it for me so that me and my blues are friendly, and maybe we can ask it for information about their operations. If that's not your speed, maybe you could plant a listening device in their base so we can stop running into their guys. Orson, that human female that kind of appraised you earlier, you kind of catch her eye, and you guys are both just like big blasters, and she just kind of...
Stupid, just a dumb grin, and then like, oh wait, no.
Game recognizes game. Oh. So we do this for you, and you'll let us know what you know about the girl.
Everything I know.
What do you say, Ori?
We have a better option.
What's that? What did you say?
I said I don't know if we have a better option.
Okay. That's
Oh,
what
I
was
heard
saying.
we have a
You
better
might wanna
option.
Pull the mic in toward
Oh,
you. It needs
that
to
would
be
be
like right up
great.
on your face.
Okay.
All right. We'll do it. Not to step on your toes, boss.
Great.
Do we want to agree to any specific one, or just take the bug and see if we can figure it out while we're there?
Ori, you're the tech whiz. Do you think you would be able to reprogram this droid they're talking about?
Think so. But let's take the bug just in case it doesn't work.
We can take it as a plan B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She takes it out and slides it across the... Like, she has a hologram readout of... it looks like the planet. It's a big globe in front of her. And she slides this device, and it kind of, like, slides through this hologram, and it kind of flickers as it goes. But now there's essentially this little device. Or if you wanted to make a knowledge technology check to kind of take a peek at it.
Oh yeah. 25.
25. Definitely. So this looks like it's essentially a modified comlink. And it has it's been modified in the sense that it's got like a little extra power source in it. And there's like an extra antenna sticking out of it. And then essentially the thing is just like it's basically just wrapped in mesh tape. So it's basically like just sticky.
Anywhere specific you want this?
Just someplace that we'd want to be a fly on the wall.
Or do you want to hold on to that, or would you like me to?
You should for now, since you can hide it better.
Will do. All right. guess we should get going. I don't want to waste time.
We got quite the walk, so
My
Bye,
kind of people.
Sabine.
She kind of
See you.
like tilts her head a little bit, like she really just waved goodbye, and then she like almost instinctively just like waves back.
Mommy?
Are you
right.
my mom?
So I will bring you back to town since you have to go through town to get to the other side.
To get
this
to
feels
the
like
others.
the illusion of choice.
Anything you want to talk about or prep on your walk?
My only thing was I feel like our game plan should be pretend we want to be recruits to get close without them feeling like they need to draw on us.
Do we want to split up in any way? Like, I don't really have an item or a skill, but I do have a big gun. So, like, I could be a recruit. I can handle that part.
Mm-hmm.
Do you both want to be recruits, or do either or both of you want to try and slip away?
I feel like I could be good for helping, like, talk our way into recruits, like getting them to take us seriously. Ori, since you're the one who'd probably have to sneak away to do the droid thing, do you think you could be able to be stealthy and sneaky?
Think so. So you guys go in first, and I sneak in after you, and you are my distraction, and I reprogram a droid? Is that the plan?
I think so. I don't know what their base is going to look like, but
All
we can
right.
try.
Sounds good.
Good plan.
Okay.
Anything different in town on our way back through? Like, notably?
Not really. People are kind of moving about, but nothing really of note.
Okay.
So just to recap, Orson and Rari are going in first, and then Ori is going in separately on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
These are scary looking mofos.
So, on the top of a hill, you see a group of tents and a single prefabricated structure. Outside, there are two ruffians chatting underneath a giant stone archway, and they clock you as you approach. As you're walking up, one draws their blaster but keeps it pointed down. The other just kind of rests his hand on his. How are you waltzing up here?
I'm gonna walk up, making sure that my blaster is showing, but not having my hands on it.
Okay.
And it's going, so I hear this is where the Kinraths are. Did I say that right?
He responds, actually, Rari, you are the only one to understand it because he's speaking Huttese.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's
No.
Kinrath, actually.
I am so sorry. That is my fault.
Are you responding in basic or Huttese?
I'll respond in Huttese.
Okay.
I'll say that is purely my fault. We're new in town, and we heard that you guys are the most respected and toughest gang around. And so, of course, that's the kind of crew we want to run with. And so we have come to you to offer our services for the chance to join you guys.
Okay. Want to make a deception check for me?
I sure will. Oh no. That is a 14.
Okay.
Could be worse.
The Nikto, the one on the left, looks at you and he kind of... He pulls out a comm link. And he goes... Zalt. This is still in Huddles. He goes, Zalt. Got a couple of hopeful recruits here. You guys can make perception checks to listen to the other line.
Oh, natural 20.
Hey,
Oh, man.
Or a total 28.
I got a 26.
you both do hear this. He responds in basic.
Oh, good.
There's a very grizzled voice on the other side. He says, really? We'll send him on in. I want to take a look. And, the Nikto just kind of goes, yeah, okay. He goes, come on. Follow me. He'll start guiding you through the base here. It's basically a single passageway here. And there's tents lining the area. There's a big cluster of equipment off to the left. But like I said, you're going straight towards this prefabricated structure. Standing in front of it is a large Gamorrean. He's average for a Gamorrean, but that's still pretty big. And he's just he's got his arm kind of slung over. He's got a giant axe resting on his back. And he's just hanging out in front of the door. Do you do anything on the approach up? Or are you just following along?
We can't really communicate it, but do we see the protocol droid?
You do see a droid off to the right here.
Mm-hmm. And that's the only droid that we get eyes on?
As of right now, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all I'm wondering about.
I just kind of try and size up everyone in this little courtyard area.
They look scruffy.
Yeah. It's kind of an eclectic group of races. Not a ton of humans around. There's even an odd Gran off to your left. He's 3 or 4 feet tall. Big bug eyes. Little breather mask. They're kind of an odd sight. Orson, you might have seen 1 or 2 during the war, but this might be the first time you've seen one, Rari.
Okay.
And probably not on a planet like this, right?
Probably not.
Okay.
All right. So he brings you straight up to the Gamorrean. And he just goes, "Hey, boss wanted to see these new recruits." And the Gamorrean just kind of I don't know if you guys have ever encountered a Gamorrean. They're they're these giant kind of pig people. They've got these huge underbite. If you've never met one before, you might be surprised because his vocalization is just a very high-pitched squeak, like a squeal of a pig. And he just kind of hefts his axe and steps aside. And
I like your axe.
he nods and he just kind of squeaks some more. The Nikto will go up to the door and open it. And he'll gesture for you to step in.
You got it.
All right. I do that.
So, as you step in, this seems like a makeshift command center. There's a generator off in the corner with stray cables just running all around the room. There's a few people in this room. There's kind of that young Twi'lek. He seems to be kind of running tech support. But there's this hulking Fiorin and Rodian off to the left. There's a Grand in the corner. He seems to just be a guard. He's not really involved. He's just kind of there. But these other guys are all kind of hunched over a table. So straight across from you is a red Deveronian. Red skin, kind of pointed ears, curved horns. He's got like an armored like shoulder piece. You guys can make either Knowledge Galactic Lore or... Hang on, let me check my knowledges here. Let's see what else there is.
It's a knowledge.
It's a knowledge.
That's all I need to
Does
know.
it help? Yeah. I'm not trained in any
You guys
knowledge.
don't have knowledges?
No.
Okay.
I don't have a single knowledge in my head.
I'm not knowledgeable. But it's a 15.
Oh, I got a 13.
Yeah, it'll be Galactic Lore for the
Okay.
folks at home. But you said, what was it? It was a 13 and
15.
15. Okay.
1 5.
So you both recognize this symbol that's on his pauldron. Rari, you've probably seen it on a scrapped ship or two. Orson, you know this symbol very intimately. This is the symbol of the Separatists. This is the Confederacy of Independent Systems. Also known as the group that lost the Clone Wars.
Cool.
Across his back, he's got slung this very odd, kind of archaic-looking rifle. If you guys wanted to make a stab at knowledge technology to try and identify it, you could. I know Ori's not
I
here,
would
but you can
like
still make
to.
an attempt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, natural 20, so 19.
Wow.
17.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
This is a very kind of an esoteric weapon choice. This is a scattergun. This is the Star Wars equivalent of a shotgun. It shoots projectiles, which is rather odd. It's kind of has a reputation as being more of a brutal weapon. It's not elegant like a blaster. It doesn't use lasers, which run on gas. This is a projectile weapon. It gets nasty and bloody. It is it's kind of recognized as a dirty gun.
Nice.
He kind of looks up and gives you a quick glance before he goes back to the display. And without looking at you, he goes, "Heard you wanted to talk to me."
Yeah, we are hoping to join your gang here.
He stares at the table for a few moments, and then he kind of clicks off the display, so it goes dark. And he brings his gaze to you. Can you make a persuasion check for me? I guess it would be deception.
Option?
Deception,
That's
yeah.
better.
Because you're not actually going to join the gang, I'm assuming.
No. 19.
19. Okay. He kind of narrows his eyes at you, and he goes, "You know I'm at war with the Twi'lek, so I really hope you're not here on her behalf."
So you have a thing against Twi'leks? I see one right there.
I just want to hear you say it.
I'm just saying. Do I look like this Twi'lek? Do we all look the same to you? These are questions I need to know.
Maybe, but you want in with me, isn't that right?
I do. But I like to know who I'm getting in with.
Maybe some
But we've
Twi'leks
heard
look the same
that.
to me.
It's okay. I totally get that. Some Twi'leks look the same to me too. Usually the color is a good differentiator, though.
So what makes you want to join the Kinrath?
I was always taught that you want to shore up with the best. And that's what I've heard since we've landed here.
Oh yeah? Who'd you hear that from?
Truthfully, I don't remember the name. I didn't think it important to learn names of random people. But if you guys are not the best, you just let me know and we can head out.
You're funny. Well, what do you bring to the table? We'll pause there, and we'll swing to Ori.
Is there any way that I can approach where no one would see me?
So most people, let's have you make a perception check to see what you can see, since you didn't approach with everyone else and you couldn't have communicated.
I have a 25.
Okay. It's a little bit tough to see exactly, like in the middle of the base, just because it's sort of on top of a hill and you're looking up into it. But really all they have for security is this one weak way out front. And to be honest, it doesn't look like he's really doing a very good job. There was a Nikto here. You saw him kind of escort Rari and Orson. But for the most part, all you see is that one guy standing out front. It's a little bit rocky, but you could you could probably climb these cliffs, navigate these rocks if you wanted to get in, not in their main entrance. You can pretty much do that at any angle. So
I'm gonna try to sneak up to the rocks and climb my way up.
awesome. Let's do a stealth check first to see your approach.
Oh, nat 20!
Wowzer. So, you time it very well. Every time this weak way kind of looks away, you kind of like a little bit
Just-
closer every time.
Game.
Whispering to myself like I'm the boss.
Until you are pretty much pressed up directly against the base of this cliff. It kind of stretches up above you. It's about probably, this little cliff here is probably about, I don't know, 10-ish feet tall. 10, 15 feet, if you had to guess. And it's pretty rocky, so it does look a little bit more climbable. It's not like a sheer face. You've got a little bit of a slope to it, so if you wanted to, I believe it's still climb in this edition.
Yeah.
If you wanted to make a climb check, yep.
Love to do that. Well, I'm falling, probably. I have a 4, which is, think I get to add 2, so 6.
Okay. Let me just double check here.
I snuck up so cool, you guys.
It'd be that way.
And you said you got a 6?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you don't fall. However, you make no progress. You can try again.
Try again.
Okay.
It's a little better, yeah. Do a 16 this time.
Perfect. So that'll get you up. So you are behind, like what appears to be like a textile tent. There's not a door on your side. It's just completely like fabric, and it looks like there's a few more down the line. But you currently, in your little kind of spot that you've carved out, you can't see. No one really has a line on you, but you don't really have a line on many of the people here.
Poke my head out around the side.
So like around the side that you're at right now?
Yes.
Okay. So from there, you don't see any droids. You do see a few kind of rough-looking characters just kind of milling around. These two guys on the far side of the camp, they're kind of like sparring, doing some like some hand-to-hand training. But for the most part, that's pretty much all you see.
I poke my head around the other side here.
Okay. There you see a Duros, kind of your typical big eyes, big head alien. And you see just kind of the arm and the leg of a protocol droid standing beside him. He seems to just be watching across the way. He's just kind of watching their sparring session.
Okay. I'm gonna keep my eyes on him for any kind of movement. I want, if there is a like a power off button or some way that I can get him disabled quickly without making noise, I want to keep an eye out for that, and I want to find a window where I could maybe snatch him without being noticed.
Okay. So, I'll have you make a... Let's do a perception check.
I have a 13.
Okay. You don't see any sort of like quick power off or anything like that. You do notice that these guys out front here, the Rhodi and the Duros, they're just kind of milling about. It is approaching midday, and you see one of these guys here. He'll go into his tent, and it looks like he's preparing like rations or mess or something like that.
One down, one to go.
Duros just goes and sits on these these crates over here, and he seems to be talking with that Rhodian, but he now has his back to the droid, essentially. We'll flash back to Rari and Orson. The last thing he asked you was, what do you bring to the table?
A gun, mostly, for me. Pretty big one.
You know how to use that thing?
I'm a good shot. It's a little different than what you're packing. Haven't seen one of those since, gosh. Not since I was fighting with the Separatists.
You served.
I did.
Well,
I'll be honest with you, though. I worked for money. There were times when I fought on both sides, but there were good men. Good men among the Separatists.
well, looks like we have more in common than I thought. I came out here to avoid the Empire and their victory lap of the galaxy. So, you were a Sep, at least for a time. What about her?
Well, Rory here. We don't all make money in war. Some of us make money off of war.
I see. So, why Sevarcos?
You literally just said it. Oh my gosh.
Avoiding the Empire too?
If there was anywhere further away we could get, I think we would.
Fair enough. Well, I just have a few more questions. We'll pop back to Ori.
Minus questions.
So, these guys seem to have looked the other way. Are you making your move? Are you still biding your time?
As good a time as any. I'll sneak up along the edge of this tent, I guess.
Okay.
And I'll try to grab him.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. You're just gonna, so you're gonna sneak up, grab him, and then are you just gonna like try and pull him back to where you were?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we title this episode Ori Commits a Felony?
We'll see. Okay, so first, let's have you make a stealth check for the approach.
Good. It's good. It's good. 15 plus 5, 20.
Okay. So you get up to behind the droid. You kind of take a quick look around. The only person that seems to be looking at you is like facing your direction is the Rhodian just on the other side eating, and he seems way more interested in what he's eating. He is just going to town on like this bowl. Doesn't look very appetizing, but he is loving it. The Nikto and the Gamorrean are just kind of chatting up a little bit. No one seems to be noticing you. Go ahead and let's have you roll a melee attack. So D20 base attack and strength. Just to grab.
Okay. So I have a 17. I don't have a modifier for strength. It's just 0.
Okay.
Is there anything else I add to that?
Your base attack bonus?
4. Okay, 21.
Okay. You reach up and just kind of grab this droid. It honestly doesn't seem to offer much resistance at all. So it just kind of like tips back and you are like dragging its metal feet through the sand. And let's have you do one more stealth check with him in your arms.
It's really,
I'm not
really,
there.
really good.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, when can she can use the force for this kind of stuff, right? Like use it, or like any of us can
point?
use a force point to like add to a roll.
Yes.
When can we do that?
So you can do that after you roll the die and add up your result before I announce the result. Okay. I usually try and give you a brief window to make that happen, or like get your math out of your to do all the math. But yeah, it has to be before I declare it a success or a failure. Okay. That way you can't just be like, oh, I failed, I'll add it now. Oh, now it's a success.
I don't think I'll need it this time.
Okay.
Hopefully, because I have a nat 19 plus my stealth score, which makes it a 24.
Okay. Everyone just seems to continue to be involved in, really wrapped up in what they're doing. You don't see anyone react to you just grabbing this droid. As you're kind of pulling him, he like looks up, so like he's looking at you upside down, and he just goes, "Where are we going?"
Hey. We're just going on a little adventure, but we gotta be quiet.
His voice comes out like it's the same intonation, but it's like somebody just clicked the volume down. And she goes, "Oh, okay." Okay, so you get him behind this tent. As you do, he kind of like stands up on his own, and he just kind of stands there, and he's just like, "You are not my normal technician."
What's your name?
I4B9.
Hi, I4B9. I am the backup technician today, and we have some just routine repairs to do.
Oh. Make a deception check.
Oh.
He's so cute, you guys. My son.
Say we kidnap him and take him.
It's such a good roll. Okay, I have this was a deception roll. Well, I had a 19 and then 22.
Okay. He just kind of like blank face, like just frozen features, just kind of stares at you, and he kind of like looks at the ground for a moment, and he goes, "This is acceptable. I shall power down."
Thank you. I don't know that I can leave here without him.
Or defeat the purpose of what
Or
we're
he
doing, but
commits 2 felonies.
Okay, so, here's where things get a little bit complicated. You have your toolkit, right?
I do.
Reprogramming a droid will take 30 minutes. And you'll need to make a mechanics check versus the droid's will defense.
Okay.
good thing we're causing distraction. Hopefully.
I got war stories for days.
So
They're not even lies, probably.
I can talk.
So I'm assuming you still are going through with this then? You're not going to bail? All right. Let's have you do your mechanics check now.
Use a force point.
I'm going to use a force point because that was a nat 1.
Okay.
Or will that help?
Can you succeed?
You think?
Is that a failure? Like, is a nat 1 a failure?
On skill checks, I do not believe a nat 1 is an automatic failure. I believe the automatic failure and automatic success only applies to attack rolls.
Okay. I was curious because the droid was making a will save.
That's another story. It is a set DC. It is not an opposed check. Just like you have your reflex defense when people shoot at you, he has a set will defense. So it is a static number that you're trying to reach.
Katie, I'm going to try to re-roll using my force point, if that's okay.
The force point would be, you would roll... Let me double check here. Normally the force point is you roll like a d6 and add that, whatever you get on that, to your d20 roll. I cannot remember if the force point... At some point, your force point increases in the die roll. But that doesn't happen until 8th level. So it is just 1d6.
Okay, so I got a 1 plus 8. So that's 9.
Okay.
The d6, the highest I could get would be a 15. Do the force points stack if I were to use one and another player were to use one? Could I
you can only use one.
Okay, that's
because
fair.
essentially you can only use one per turn, and it has to be your turn to use it.
Right. I'm gonna use a force point and pray.
Okay.
Got a 4, so that makes my total roll. What, a 13?
Okay. So before we reveal that, we're going to go back to Rari and Orson, talking to Zolt. So I'm assuming you guys are just kind of riding the wave of swapping war stories and heck the Empire and all that.
I'm just gonna lean against a wall and just be like listening without really having anything to share.
Okay. Then Orson, why don't you give me a persuasion check? And you guys are just trying to fill time, right?
Yeah, I don't know that we had an objective other than like it doesn't seem like this is a very clear room to drop your listener. So would we know how long it takes? Is that like common knowledge that it takes quite a while to reprogram a droid?
You would know that it takes some time. Probably you would know that it takes between 10 and 60 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we signed up to come in here and do this, so
Yeah.
uh, 14.
Okay. Yeah, this guy just seems like he's just kind of enjoying himself, talking about like swapping war stories, talking about big battles and screw the Empire and all that stuff. You guys can fill up quite a bit of time.
Okay.
He'll talk about how he got his scattergun. He served with the Trandoshan, and their fighters often use scatterguns, especially in the swamps, where like the humidity and the gunk might affect like the Tabana gas in the blasters. Yeah, so
I'd probably at some point try and insert into conversation like I saw a tree outside. Can I shoot that thing? Can I? I know that's a rude question to ask a man. Can I shoot your gun? But like
if I get to shoot yours.
Okay.
All right. So you guys will go outside.
Can I stay inside? Or will they not let me?
You can stay inside. You can stay inside.
Okay. And then the one question I have is, so this table here, is it like a table with kind of like a lip underneath?
Yeah, so essentially it's got like kind of a like one column in the middle that's kind of supporting it, and then it just kind of like slopes outward. And then it's got like a ledge around the outside, and that has like a bunch of switches and dials and stuff.
So like the underside of that, is that like easily exposable? I guess what I'm trying to ask is if I put up this listening device like under the ledge, is it going to be easily spotted on something like that? Or is there like enough of a
like a
flat surface where people aren't going to see it? Or is it just like kind of sloped like this? Like
No, there's a little bit of a
that,
lip.
or is it...
You could get that under there.
Okay.
I mean, as to your ability to place it there.
Right. I know I'm going to have to make rolls, but I just want to make sure that that's not a stupid option before I attempt.
Nope, that can work.
Just like a solid pillar. You just slap it on the side.
Just, boom.
So, how are
Nailed
you guys
it.
doing?
Okay, so let's start with Zalt and Orson. He hands you the scattergun. Make an attack roll.
Nice. What type of weapon is this? For proficiency's sake. Heavy?
It's a rifle.
It's a rifle? Oh, okay. Then I'm pretty good with those. That is 24 to hit.
Okay.
The tree.
You get like, I mean, as much as a shotgun can be centered, you get a nice hit. Like you can hear the buckshot just kind of like skittering through the branches. And he kind of gives like a roar of approval. He's like, "Yeah, that's the way."
Me too, probably. Like complete honesty.
Yes, can I try yours now?
Yeah.
He lets off a shot. It's very accurate. Not as like great of a hit as yours was, but like this is definitely a guy who spends a lot of time shooting guns.
Okay. I would admire that for sure. I would like give him like the eyebrows, like.
He kind of takes a look at it and he's like, "That's a good one you've got there." And you'll have to mark off a shot from your ammo.
That's fine.
So you guys are talking guns. Rory, what's your play?
I'm assuming this is like the same kind of display as what was in the other base, right? Like this little like holographic.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of just wander up to the table, put my hands on the lip, and just kind of look at it and go, "Hi, you guys got a nice setup here. Anyone do anything when they see me approach?"
Yeah. The Twi'lek who seems to be just kind of like working on all of the hardware, he just kind of like, "Can you just careful with the table, it's just very touchy."
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this your table, your playground per se?
Yeah, it just Zalt it's really old and he really wants it to keep working, and I'm trying, but this thing it's held together by spit and dreams at this point.
I mean, you do most of that, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I clocked that right when I walked in.
He kind of
So
just
is he
like,
always like that?
he just kind of like scratches behind his leku.
It's gonna be like, so is he always like that with Twi'leks?
He's like, "Oh, yeah, he's mostly just paranoid. He and Serene have just been going at it. A lot of their... We've lost a lot of people to them. They've lost a lot of people to us. It's starting to grow into a pretty big turf war. And, with every member we lose, he gets a little bit edgier."
Are you ever worried that he's gonna like turn on you because he's so paranoid?
Oh. Make a persuasion check.
Not until just now.
21.
He kind of goes, "No. I don't know."
Good.
He doesn't look very convinced.
I'm just gonna say, I just hate to see anything happen to that cute face of yours. And while I say that, I'm gonna try and like stealthily put the listening device under the lip of the table.
Okay, stealth check, please.
21.
You see his blue complexion flush red. And he kind of like, "Oh, oh, thank you." And he is no longer looking at the table, so. No one else in the room seems to have caught it, or if they did, they're not saying anything, not reacting.
Okay. Sounds good.
Which brings us back to Ori. You essentially reprogram this droid. You're not too confident. You know you've done better work, but you know that this is probably as good as you're going to get right now. You're kind of very aware that you're kind of in hostile territory, and eventually someone is going to know that this droid is missing. But you're pretty sure that that's the work that's going to be done for today. As you kind of step back after 30 solid minutes of tinkering with this droid in a corner.
He powered back on at this point.
Yeah, you power him back on. You just...
Hey, morning, buddy.
Hello.
You know, if you ever want to see the universe, come find me. But I gotta get back to work. I'll see you later, okay?
Okay. Thank you, backup technician.
You're very welcome. Bye. It was really nice to meet you.
Farewell. He just kind of turns back and heads back into the camp.
I'm gonna yeet myself over this cliff.
You can make climb or acrobatics if you're more of just like trying to not throw yourself off the cliff to your death. If you want to do acrobatics just to basically like cushion your fall, or climb if you're actually hopping down.
I guess climb worked out for me before. Let's just do that again.
Okay.
Let's try the climb.
It's the climb.
Got a 16.
Okay. You successfully hop down. No real trouble there.
I want to get out of there back the way I came as stealthily as I can.
Okay. One last stealth check to get out of here.
Okay. 16.
Okay. You are almost afraid to look, but as you are kind of darting out of here, you kind of sneak a glance, and the Weequay is just yawning, like he's not even looking in your direction. So, you are home free.
Yeah.
So, as you kind of flirt with this other Twi'lek here, you all of a sudden Orson and Zalt come back in, just full bro. They're kind of like deep into a story. Zalt just kind of, good one. Well, I think it's safe to say that you'll both fit in here nicely.
Cool.
That's good to hear. Do you have anywhere in town that serves halfway decent food for this size kind of place?
Well, there's pretty much only one. But, tell you what, on your way out of town, there's a Zabrak merchant. You tell him I sent you, he'll hook you up with the good stuff.
I love to hear it.
So, do you have other business to attend to?
I don't know, Rari. I think we got to find lodging, right?
Yeah, we just have to go back into town and kind of settle some stuff up with our ship and things before we can, move in.
Right. Well, we've got the tent space for you.
Sounds great. We will definitely be back.
Great. Welcome to the Kinrath.
It was so good. It was so good. I love your gun. I really do. Got to get me one of those.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
Awesome. Well, Orson, shall we?
All right.
Orson's like,
Okay.
I'm gonna leave Ori and Rari and just stay with the Kinrath.
On your way out, Rari, that Twi'lek just kind of like looks up at you and he kind of goes, "Oh, I guess I'll see you soon."
You sure will. Gonna wait.
All right, and then you're out.
We outie.
There's no way. There's just no way. It never works this way.
Shush.
I'm not saying that out loud. I, the player,
You're just waiting for the shoe to drop.
pretty much always.
We are good talkers.
I'm not. I just shoot things. That was a good roll.
I'm a little worried about that droid. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So
As you are leaving,
You jinxed us.
nothing happens. You're fine.
all right.
Had to get you.
Oh, I definitely want to find this guy's contact real quick. Like, what's the good stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Do we do we find Ori?
Yeah.
Okay.
You linked up with her on your way back,
All right. Cool.
so you guys can discuss your various encounters.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I did anything, but
There was no gunfire coming
Well-
from the tent, so I'm assuming you guys.
It went
Okay.
great. It did have the thought that we don't know which one of these gangs is actually the better one to actually win this war, but the one has information that we need, so sucks to be the other gang. Although Orson and I are part of that gang now, apparently, so
that's true. That's true. But
I guess-
if that guy dies, I can take his gun.
that's also true.
The other lady just had a knife, so
Yeah. What are you gonna do with that?
nothing. Butter my toast. How about you?
I think it went okay. I snuck up the hill and I did like a barrel roll on my way up. And I snuck up to the droid and there were two guys there. And they walked away, so I grabbed the droid and then he did see me. I don't know if that could have been avoided, but he was cool and he powered down for me. And I did my mechanical work. I feel like I could have done better. I've done better before, but I think I got it done.
Cool.
Yeah, went okay.
Well, like you said, no gunfire, so well, two gunfire.
Yeah, 2 shots. They seem to be followed by hooting and hollering, so
Yeah.
it didn't seem like there was any danger.
Just some rednecks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you said there's a contact?
Oh yeah, he said on the way back
The
to town.
Zabarak.
Yeah,
merchant.
he'll hook us up with the good stuff, and I was asking about food, so I don't know really what that means, but
Well, we got credits to spend. Let's find this guy.
Credits to spend.
I've got like 1,000, you guys.
So, what's your approach? Are you just asking around town for a Zabrak, or are you poking your head anywhere?
well, he was supposed to be on the edge of town. So I don't know that I would poke my head in anywhere. I'd probably just try and keep an eye out.
Do we know what a Zabarak
Not like-
is?
Good question.
Probably. They're a fairly common race. They are mostly humanoid, or they are humanoid. They are mostly human. The difference being they have kind of these like genetic lines in their face, kind of like they almost look like cracks, and then they do have head spikes.
Well, I was gonna say I'm not like married to this, so if I don't find this person on a quick sweep, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it personally.
Okay. You don't seem to find any Zabraks or any mention of on your way through.
That's fine,
So just gonna continue back to the blues.
unless you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, the faster we get to finding info about the girl, I'm more
Oh,
focused
that's
on.
right.
Got a little girl to find.
Okay. So as you enter, this time people are a little bit more comfortable with your entrance. You do get kind of like a couple looks, a couple nods, but this time it's met with sort of curiosity, not suspicion. They're like, it kind of seems like people are kind of like trying to figure out what's going on. New people in town doesn't really happen very often. But Serena is just talking with the Celestin around the table. And she kind of looks up as you guys walk in. She goes, well, well, back already.
You have?
Sorry, one more time you cut out.
You did what you asked.
Really? Which one?
For good measure.
Is that so? Well, it seems you've got this in spades. Pleasure doing business with you.
Now hold up your end of the bargain.
Gladly. The girl was taken by a bounty hunter to Pixelito, Malastare. The merc was a Mandalorian who goes by CT.
Where'd they take her?
Pixelito, Malastare. You guys can give me a
Another
round of
planet.
Knowledge Galactic Lore if you want to just see what you know.
I know nothing.
I got a 16.
Hey, hey.
I got an 8.
Okay. So, Rari, the only mention of this planet, you heard the stormtroopers talking about it yesterday. They mentioned something about pod racing. And then all of you know, until I say that you don't know. Then, Ori, you know that Malastare is a mid-rim world that is the home of the Dug species. The Dugs are, for those of you at home, Sebulba, the pod racer, he was a Dug. They kind of have, like, it. To a human, they look like their arms and legs are switched, like they walk on their hands and they use their feet to manipulate things. But they're kind of a stout species with kind of a snout. Orson, you know a little bit more. You've heard a lot about this world. It's rather cosmopolitan. There are several pod racing tracks that are important to the pro circuit. You also know that the planet's fuel reserves ensured that this planet's fuel reserves ensured this planet's place in the galaxy. There was even a battle over that fuel source during the Clone Wars.
Okay. I would want to relay that back to the crew. So
Okay.
it's the kind of place that there's probably a fair bit of security. Like, it's strategically important.
Gotcha. Um, I'll look at Serena and just say anything, or Serene, and just say anything else you can tell us.
He looked like a real tough son of a bitch.
Helpful. Thank you.
Pleasure doing business. She kind of types something into the table, and you hear a growing voice, and you start to hear the dull murmur of Zolt's voice coming through the table. Essentially, she has tuned into the listening device.
I feel bad for that Twi'lek kid. No, don't join gangs.
Yeah. If you're feeling extra generous, there's a mighty fine weapon on their leader that if you wanted to set that aside, we might be able to work something out when we come back on planet. Just in case something were to happen to him.
An interesting proposal. I'll keep that in mind. I think for having completed both tasks, I think that might be fair compensation.
Fabulous. Well, boss?
She seems to go back to her business.
Yeah. Ori, what you want to do now?
Probably tell this information to... What was the mom's name again? I'm sorry.
Katha.
What was it?
Katha.
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 We should probably go tell Katha.
If you say so.
Go.
All right.
Can't hear if I hear birds chirping or if it's Tally whining.
All right. So you're back in town.
We hurry. Who knows?
Yeah.
How long it is till we're found out? I'll make my way towards Katha's house.
Okay.
Knock, knock, knock.
You hear, it's silent, but you hear kind of a shuffle around. She opens the door. This time there's no blaster in her hand.
Hey, Katha, I think we know where she is.
You do?
But we
Where?
might need to get off. Do you want to come off planet with us to find her?
Come with you. Where is she?
If I tell you, are you gonna go alone?
No. No.
Head toward. We have the Restless Rancor. Let's head that way and then we can talk.
Okay. She kind of looks around nervously. She's like, give me 1 second. She runs back. There's like a few, like, they're basically lockers. Like, it's a closet that's, like, standing next to, there's bunk beds. She goes and she kind of rummages through, grabs, like, a couple of credit chits. She grabs, like, an energy cell, like, ammo for her blaster. And then she throws on an all-temperature cloak. And then she comes back out. She turns around and she punches some numbers into her keypad, and the door locks, and you kind of hear an extra chunk as it locks. She goes, "Okay, where are we going?"
The loading bay?
All right, so the four of you head in that direction. Are you just getting her, like, kind of into privacy to talk to her, or are you inviting her on the ship?
I'm inviting her on the ship. Are we inviting her on the ship? She should come with us.
We're picking up tourists now?
We're not just going to leave her here.
It's not going to be safer there.
I mean, she can fight, right? If you need
She
to.
kind of looks down at her blaster and she's like, "It's been a while."
Would you feel better staying here?
I don't think I'd feel better anywhere, but if the best place for me is out of your way, I'd understand.
Might have made some enemies here trying to find this information. If anyone's seen us coming in and out of your house, I don't want to put you in danger.
Well, where should I go then? Corland?
You could think you should make the choice, but you could come with us. Could stay here. Or we could take you somewhere.
I'd say we don't have time to take her anywhere.
Yeah, we're already a couple days behind on this. And we got to find a kid on a brand new planet. Probably either here or on the Rancor.
Well, I'll come with. Is it okay that I stay on the ship?
I'd prefer it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where to?
Now we can head to the loading bay, I think.
Okay.
Well, the bunks are over here. Welcome in. Take your pick.
Oh, thank you. This is nice.
Raffens.
Ah.
They took her to Pixelito Malister.
Okay.
It was a Mandalorian.
Oh,
Does that ring any bells for you?
not for me. Mandalorians tend to sell their blasters to the highest bidder, so whoever hired them must have means. Well, what do you plan to do?
To you.
Your daughter.
Those cut out, I'm sorry.
We're going to bring her back to you.
Okay. Let's go. Alright, so, who's piloting? Who's astrogating?
Piloting, unless... Katha, you got any skills?
Oh, no. Sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'll plot a course then.
Okay, go ahead and give me a used computer.
Oh my gosh. 24.
Okay. With the course plotted, the Restless Rancor climbs into orbit as our heroes set a course for Malastare to continue their search for Mila, the girl strong in the Force. Our session will end here for today. What do you guys think? Quick thoughts.
Feel like the other gang... I feel like we didn't do the right thing. I don't know that there was a right thing to do. And that they're going to be pissed.
The gang is a lot more welcoming, but I don't know if that's because we came in specifically trying to be like, yo, we're recruits. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the other one, we kind of came in a little more hostile and not necessarily, but the one had info on the girl. I mean, there's potential that the gang that we just screwed over had info on the girl too. We did not ask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, just wanted to get some quick thoughts. Thank you for joining us. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.